Throughout our ever-expanding universe, we have cataloged and documented various species and anomalies throughout our cosmos, and though we have found answers for most of these, some still leave us baffled. But there is still one that scientists are too afraid to tackle: the apex predator of all living organisms, the apex predator of the friend zone, the nemesis to the Giga Chad or the douchebag boyfriend, the karma farming, Magic the Gathering card collecting nice guy. And I know just saying those words made you throw up in your mouth out of sheer disgust and fear, but today I want us to tackle exactly what is the nice guy. Now, for those who are unaware of what a nice guy is, we need to look at their natural breeding grounds. Any place that has personal messaging, basically. Things like Facebook, Twitter, Tinder, Bumble, anything like that. As well as, God forbid, if they actually got a girl's actual number and started texting them personally. Now, once the nice guy has infiltrated the DMs, he'll start striking up a conversation with the woman. And once this conversation starts, the ulterior motives of the nice guy will start bleeding through. You see, every nice guy seems to have an entitlement complex that because of the conversation they're having with the woman, that they're owed something by the universe, the world, or this woman in question. And usually what they'll do is they'll ask for nudes or to get laid in some cases. And most women will turn them down because it's very crude to just start asking for nudes after 5 sentences of talking to each other. But because of the entitlement complex that they have, they start getting very angry when they don't get what they believe they deserve. And so they start lashing out at the girl in question, usually calling them mean names and getting real vile towards them. And thus is the cycle of a nice guy. Some will even try and relapse and say they were hacked or they didn't mean what they say, but we've all been 15 and tried that excuse before. It doesn't work. So now that I've sterilized you and caught you up to date on our species and prey, allow me to bring you into the inhabitants of r/nice guys. Now, unfortunately, scholars of the nice guys, these sacred texts have been corrupted and we don't get the full conversation, but we do get to see the full Monty of anger that the nice guy's gonna bring forth like it's the Hulk. I can only assume he started out by asking her what languages she speaks, in which case she responds with Spanish, English, and Portuguese, a very good question to start a conversation with, but then he decides to turn the freaky up to 11 by asking her, "If you show me your muscles, I will show you mine," crying emoji. And you know it's not serious, it's playful, it's catty. It has a crying emoji in there. You might as well put the water gun emoji next to a skull. What am I saying? But she doesn't take this well, and she tries to play it off calm and cool, like saying, "I'm good, no need to show anything." Kind of flabbergasted emoji. I don't even know what you'd call that. Sigh of relief emoji? Which he replies with a very questionable response. I don't know if he was having a stroke or if he was wrestling his subconscious at this point, but he goes, modest, question mark? And then for some reason he uses the old school emoticon for smiley face, which she then uses in the same text message. I don't know if she's trying to mirror him to show that this is a back and forth kind of playful situation, but you both have proven that you can use emojis. Why would you go back to the archaic ways of putting a smiley face? I'm not really interested in exchanging pictures randomly, which is very reasonable. You had just met this person and it's kind of creepy to just be sending these pictures. I know a lot of people have the idea that Tinder and Bumble are places to get very easy women, but there are still a lot of women out there who have self-respect and just won't give it up for anybody. And then we start seeing the nice guy's mask begin to fall off. He's starting to question this whole interaction. Sorry, I just thought since your intentions is finding someone on dating apps, you should be normal and reasonable. I don't know what that means. What does it mean to be normal and reasonable? How is it normal to just be like, give nudes? Why, yes, he asks so kindly. Here is my buttocks glistening in the sun after a warm shower. You sound like you had bad experience with guys. See how he's deflecting. He's trying to make it look like there's a problem with her. Like she's the asshole for not giving up these nudes. What a valiant specimen this man is. I can only imagine what he looks like In my mind, this guy has the head of Carl Wheezer, the body of a guy whose arch nemesis is a strong windy day, and has every single copy of Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat t-shirts as his wardrobe. And he likes to wear cargo pants. That's my picture of him. But here, kids, we have a bit of a problem. You see, the nice guy flowchart has gone off the tracks, and because of this, our nice guy is starting to shut down. He's starting to Windows 95 shut down because the program ain't working anymore. And so he begins to question OP. And this is where he truly starts going demon mode. I don't like how you're making this sound. You're making me sound superficial. I mean, it is kind of superficial that the second thing we see you say, or the first thing we see you say, is asking to see pictures of her. That's kind of weird. And if it's a dating profile, shouldn't you see pictures of them on their profile? Why are you asking for pictures here if you could probably just look on their profile? He then goes on to say, you definitely have issues with men, and are overly judgmental and have issues about sexuality. 100%. You see that r/nice guy attitude right there? He's deconstructing her. He's breaking her down. He's doing the Goldberg spear and putting an end to all this. He's like Phoenix Wright slamming it down objection style. He has solved the case. The way you women treat good men nowadays is unbelievable. You gotta be victims at any cost. Good, she's not playing a victim, dude. She just doesn't want to send you pictures. And you're treating it like she told you to go kill yourself on Xbox Live. Now at this point, any chance or bridge that this man had with this girl is completely charred. There's no remains, but he's on a warpath and he ain't stopping now. Even when the guy is a quote-unquote nice guy. You see, he said the thing, so we know he's a nice guy. What are you scared about? Sharing pics with someone you find attractive? And why are you acting like looks and personality are two exclusive things? Both things matter. He then acts like he's got her in this Phoenix Wright gotcha moment where he's finding holes in her alibi by pinning her original intentions of being on the app. Which, once again, I'll read for you. My intentions is getting to know someone, to be honest, as a person, not just their looks. It's very clear what her intentions on this app are, that just because she's physically attracted to a person, she also wants to have a good bond with them. Not all good-looking people are good people. Keep that in mind. This is a lack of honesty or intelligence. Ah yes, go straight to mocking their intelligence. That's the classic nice guy move, because these guys, they wake up, they eat a bowl of nails, they pee in the shower, and then solve an entire book of 4th grade phonics before 9 a.m. Like, truly, this guy's just an asshole at the end of the day. You really should think about it. And all this for what? Scared of your reputation or exchanging nudes with a guy who you find already attractive? No, my dude, you're completely misreading it and blowing it out of proportion. Nudes are a personal thing for most, if not all women, unless you have like an OnlyFans or porn page where you're making money off of it. But for a lot of women, it's very personal. She just doesn't want to give nudes to you right off the rip. You have to build a rapport with a woman. It's how it works. That's how dating works. You build a rapport with this girl, and then when she trusts you, then you could comfortably ask that stuff. Or you don't need to ask at all and get to see her in her full birthday suit in the bedroom, with the whole whips, chains, yo-yos, and ropes, of course. Now, we've already reached critical levels of cringe, but this man continues to keep going, push on through his warpath, and continue digging his grave. You know that Simpsons meme where it's like, please stop, he's already dead? Well, this guy has dug his grave 8 times over, made his bed 13 times over, yet he still keeps coming back for more. Like Randy Marsh, he doesn't hear no bell. Nonsense about morality and bigotry. And keep in mind, he keeps responding within minutes of each other. It's kinda sad. What if I am the nicest, loving guy, and I am rich, and I have an amazing body, and a 20-centimeter penis? What is that, like 7, 8 inches? I'm guessing he's measuring fully erect, because only a monster would measure flaccid. But if that's true, then sure, buddy, I too am rich. I'm also 8 feet tall, black, and am cousins to Shaquille O'Neal. He then sends 3 crying emojis like, haha, gotcha. God, it's so sad. It's really pathetic. You treat me like this? This is assuming I am superficial, and I'm asking for nudes. Obviously. So you just admitted you're asking for nudes. You don't want to see muscles. You just want to see her bobs and vagina. Why not just say that? Why are you trying to be coy about it and be like, show me your muscles? Just be like, hey, can I see your tits? And then if she says no, no, okay, fine. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a sleazy dirtbag. Some women on this app like that, some women don't. I can't help it. I apologize for my crudeness, and I hope that we could get past this roadblock. There should be nothing wrong if we have nice bodies and we like each other. Dude, I honestly think you're just stroking your own ego there. I get that that's like the whole point of a nice guy, but good God, he is like lathering up his ego to give it a hot oil massage. But you women are conditioned by freaks. Oh yeah, she's the one conditioned by freaks, says the guy who's typing this out like it's a porn script gone wrong. Be negative. I said one thing and you sent me a rampage of 20 plus messages saying, you women, now tell me who has issues. And then he once again replies to her message like, you could just send it. You don't need to like pin the text you're replying to. It doesn't make you sound smart, it just makes you look stupid. Sorry, but you sound a bit like an angry, judgmental woman. What did guys do to you? Of course, it's the men of her past's fault. It's not her fault. It's not your fault, my guy. It's the men that she dated. They messed her up. You know what? I'm starting to see it now. It's their fault he's not getting nudes. The sun's poking through the rains. I'm switching teams here. I'm on nice guy's side now. It doesn't have to be toxic. And I'm back on OP's side. You know, this seems like the kind of guy that if he was playing TF2 and lost one round, and someone on the enemy team typed easy in the team chat, he would flip out and just report his whole team for racism. How do I sound angry when you haven't even heard my voice? By saying one thing, you assume all this of me and refer to me as my gender rather than me as a person. God, what a based woman. I hope she finds someone. I hope she gets, Mr. Right. You seem to have been rejected a lot in life. Don't treat me like I was the one who did it to you. You may not be angry, but definitely you were being judgmental for asking for pics. My brother in Christ, it wasn't that you were asking for pics. Again, you're on a dating app. There should be pictures on her profile. What you were asking for were nudes, and you put it in the creepiest words possible, asking for muscle pics. Like, okay, it's cool that you're okay with sending nudes yourself, but don't expect that of others. God, this is getting so cringy, I feel like committing suicide for this poor bastard. Now, an astute observer would notice that we've had a reoccurring character throughout this entire manga arc, and that's the character of lack of self-awareness. You see, this entire time, nice guy is being a toxic dickhead, but has the balls to call her out for being toxic. You gotta love it. The lack of self-awareness. If this man had a webcam and a YouTube channel, he'd probably be our next lolcow. Wow, you sound so sick, girl. Why, for calling you what you are, a sad little man who's been rejected a lot? I bet even your mom denied you breastfeeding. So toxic, oh my god. Get help, please. Oh my god, yes, because they're the ones who need help. Everyone else is insane. I'm the only sane person. You know, it's that kind of mentality that's really scary, where it's like, everyone else is messed up, but me, I'm perfectly fine. I forget what that's called, but it's a very dangerous way of thinking about the world. It's kind of like having a god complex where you see like everyone else is below you and you're the very pinnacle of society itself, when you are really a very messed up and mentally disturbed human being. Like, in all honesty, I feel bad for any girl that matches up with this guy in the future. You are the one who seems sick. 20 plus messages talking about how women have wronged you. Go on, insult. Oh, please, I would love to see her just absolutely destroy you. I bet he's sitting in his My Little Pony bed crying as he hugs his strawberry shortcake dolls. You're the one insulting me. I don't need to do that. You're calling me sick and toxic, lol. You're the victim? And that, unfortunately, children, is where the text messages end. I can only assume that after all this, she just got sick and tired of his BS and blocked him, but as you can see, the nice guy is a very dangerous creature, a very sick individual that I believe should be euthanized at the nearest clinical center, or perhaps locked up with a lot of Barbary apes. Now, as much as I've tried, there is no congressional bill that stops nice guys from having the access to alcohol. So when they get drunk, they get quite vicious and short-tempered, as well as a bit paranoid, as our boy Adam here will explain. Adam is texting this at 1:08 a.m., the dead of night. I can only assume that Adam was going on a bar hop and got extremely wasted, and that is the only reason we have these messages. If he was at home, sober as a judge on Sunday, we wouldn't have these. So in which case, thank you, Adam. Please keep getting drunk for my own entertainment. May I recommend, Adam, that your next drunk outing you go and play frisbee with a landmine? Now, the big inclination I have that Adam is drunk during all this is because he's repeatedly texting this girl at 1:08 a.m., a time when only grave robbers, Adam, and of course people binge watching The Big Bang Theory are up. We're going to eat sushi this weekend. This is Adam, who you just met at La Barouge. What the heck is La Barouge? I can only assume it's a bar of some kind. I knew you was bullshit. Adam went from talking like the whitest person you know to talking like Snoop Dogg in 0.5 seconds. Good God. I wasn't bullshitting. I was going to go and see how things went, but I really don't like the assumptions. Good luck tonight. I hope you win. Have a good one. Win what? Is that code for getting laid? I really don't know the whole terminology for the swinger scene. Oh, I get it. La Barouge must have been a club. They're clubbers. That's it. Okay. I'm at home, lol. I recommend you see how things go if you're smart. That sounds like a very vague threat, Adam. Are you okay? I'm also just going to say, if Adam was sober in all this, he probably wouldn't be saying this, because I believe that sober Adam isn't this petty. I'd like to believe. I don't do condescending. Thank you for your time, though, but this is no longer something I wish to pursue. It was a pleasure meeting you. I know she's only saying that to be nice, because if Adam is who I think he is, he's either one of two people. Either A, he works in IT, or B, Adam's the kind of guy who has delusional fantasies about hitting old ladies at crosswalks. Plus, this is a guy who drunk texted her at 1:08, raging about how she didn't go out to a club that night. That's kind of petty, bro. And honestly, I bet he woke up the next day and was like,
what have I done?
no, it was something you'll never wish pursue. That's why you're alone now at the casino elevator, lol. You're lost. Dude's like speaking parcel tongue. But they're at a casino. That makes so much more sense. This brings the whole situation into full focus. You know, I'm picturing now the Barouge or whatever it's called, the blue cheese casino. It makes sense. Go Luck living a below average life. Broke fucking leg and everything, lol. Did she have like a broken leg and he's just, aha, she has a broken leg. We can make fun of that. Ascension Parish, lol. Did this dude get like brain hacked by the Bible? What is he talking about? Ascension Parish, lol. Or is this like JoJo's, like it's the 14 words to make the green baby like you? For someone who's not a JoJo's fan, they're gonna not get that reference at all. For the record, I was not looking for nothing long term, so show how I think you sensed that you were going to be pawn in my game. Oh yes, because it's like war game. The best move is to not play at all. Good God. As the will in others, at least in my game, you have room to advance. Oh well, you closed mind below that early lol. Good God. I hope he woke up the next day, because I want you to keep in mind, he came back 2 hours after Ascension Parish lol to no reply and decided to go on another drunken ramble. I hope to God he woke up the next day and just contemplated life. Like, what have I done? I'm not drinking anymore after this. Look at this babble. This is how I treat people when I'm drunk? God, how many places have I been banned/kicked out of because of my shitty behavior? I love Adam. I hope Adam goes on more drunken ramblings. If there are more women out there who have had interactions with Adam at La Barouge, look me up. I want to see your texts with him because I bet he said some spicy stuff. Unfortunately, though, not all nice guys are nice guys. And some of them are actually degenerative creeps whose brains are so rotted away by porn that they feel that whatever they do to women, that the women should be flattered by what they do. Now, this guy goes on a full Lord of the Rings explanation about himself and how she should be honored to be in his presence. But we want to focus on this asterisk part right here, where he straight up admits to inappropriately touching the OP. But I had nothing to do with them, And to be fair, what I did should be flattering to you, as in no way I had touched you inappropriately or did you any harm, and if you really think about it, I couldn't help myself from how much I liked you. God, that's a middle school level excuse. That's some stuff I actually saw in middle school. It's not my fault, Skylar. You're the one who wore the see-through leggings with orange and yellow underwear. You know that's my kryptonite, and honestly, you should feel honored that I would grab your ass and hold on to it like it was a tree trunk in a hurricane. You should feel honored that I would do that to your sweet buttocks. Okay? It's not my fault that when I look at you, I want to tear off your shirt and play your boobs like bongos. Honestly, the scariest thing about this, though, is that whole "you should feel flattered" line. The fact that he says this and all shows how much entitlement this guy believes he has. And it's honestly scary that he would say such a thing, because it's the same excuse that the streamer Only Use Me Blade would use every time he was caught in a controversy of groping or inappropriately touching a woman. It was, "You should feel flattered that I would touch you. You should have the sense of honor and humility that I would stoop down to such a degenerative level as to squeeze your cheeks for a couple of seconds. You should have some sense of humility about that and be honored that a man would even think about you like that." And it's honestly a scary mindset when you think about it, because those people walk around entitled that they can just touch women however they want, and that they should be thankful for it in a sense. And honestly, when you get down to it, it does get into some incel level shit, which is very scary shit to be dabbling with in the first place. Going back through this after editing, I can't help but get caught up on the second to last and last text box that he sends to OP, where he says, "I hope this makes sense, cause all I'm saying is I didn't know this would offend you so much, or at all. Yeah, inappropriately touching you without your consent or us having any sort of foundation of a relationship would offend you in some way. You're right, I had no clue. I had no idea outside of the porn scenarios I've seen on the hub that this would offend someone. I would have never done it, and I'm very open-minded to please let me know where I fucked up. You fucked up by groping her, dumbass. Like, it's not that hard. The fact that you would even do that to someone you don't even know is completely degenerative and a no-no. You don't do that. How can I do better? I'm all ears. I really do appreciate feedback. It makes me a better person. I get the sense, the spidey sense, that if you gave this guy some sort of information that his behavior is unacceptable, he would just dismiss it as you being a hater and just move on and continue doing as is until eventually he gets arrested for it. Anyways, good morning. Good luck on your first day. God, I hate how much he tries to downplay it. It's so douchey. It's so douchey. I'm in the wrong. I inappropriately touched you. I sincerely apologize and would understand if you never want to see me again. Also, how can I improve as a human being? Just don't touch people, bro. Keep your hands in your pockets. Play some pocket pool for all I care. Just don't touch people. And thus ends our scientific pursuit of the nice guy. I hope now you all understand this species of degenerate a little bit more, their self-entitlement as well as their mind being rotted away from so many scenarios of stepsisters being stuck in washing machines. And now that you're more equipped to deal with nice guys, you'll be able to diffuse the situation quickly and sternly without any sort of confrontation from the drunken buffoon on the other line. Also, just realize that there's a lot of nuts out there. This is why you never stick your dick in crazy.